Imagine this. You're sitting across from someone you love, but the air feels heavy with unspoken frustrations. Words get tangled, emotions flare, and suddenly, that connection you cherish feels like it's slipping through your fingers. Sound familiar? In today's whirlwind of modern life, relationships can feel like a battlefield, full of misunderstandings, stress, and fleeting moments that leave us longing for something deeper, something lasting. But what if there was a way to navigate this chaos with calm, clarity, and unshakable strength? Welcome to Daily Stoic Habits, where we're diving into an ancient philosophy that's about to revolutionize the way you build relationships. Today, we're uncovering how Stoicism, yes, that 2,000-year-old wisdom, can help you forge bonds that don't just survive but thrive in the modern world. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring the bell for Daily Stoic Habits so you never miss a video that could transform your life. Now let's get into it. Stoicism isn't just about staying calm in a storm or toughing it out alone. It's a powerful toolkit for creating meaningful connections with the people who matter most. Picture this. Instead of reacting impulsively when your partner snaps at you after a long day, you pause, breathe, and respond with understanding. Instead of letting small annoyances pile up until they explode, you let them go, focusing only on what truly matters. That's the Stoic way, and it's a game changer for love, friendship, and family. So what is Stoicism and why should you care? At its core, Stoicism is about mastering yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, so you can live a life of purpose and peace. Founded by thinkers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, it's a philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control, let go of what we can't, and approach every challenge with wisdom and resilience. In relationships, this means learning to communicate with clarity, forgive with grace, and love with intention. It's not about suppressing your feelings or becoming a robot. It's about channeling your energy into actions that strengthen your bonds no matter what life throws at you. In this video, we're breaking down 3 key Stoic principles that will transform how you connect with others. First, we'll explore how to focus on what you can control, helping you manage expectations and embrace your partner's imperfections without losing your cool. Then, we'll dive into cultivating inner peace and resilience, showing you simple, Stoic practices like journaling or meditation that keep stress from sabotaging your relationships. Finally, we'll talk about embracing empathy, because understanding someone else's perspective can turn conflicts into moments of connection. These aren't just ideas. They're practical tools you can start using today to build relationships that stand the test of time. Why does this matter? Because in a world of swipes, texts, and instant gratification, real connection is rare, and it's worth fighting for. Whether you're navigating the dating scene, nurturing a marriage, or strengthening ties with friends, Stoicism offers a roadmap to relationships that are deeper, stronger, and more fulfilling. So, stick with us as we unpack these ideas and show you how to bring Stoic wisdom into your daily life. Ready to discover how to stay calm, connect deeply, and build bonds that last? Let's start by understanding the core principles of Stoicism and how they apply to the relationships you cherish most. If you've ever felt like relationships are a roller coaster of emotions, where one minute everything's great, and the next, you're spiraling over a misinterpreted text or a heated argument, then this is where Stoicism steps in like a wise, steady friend. On Daily Stoic Habits, we're all about practical wisdom, so let's dive into 3 Stoic principles that will help you build stronger, more resilient bonds, focusing on what you can control, cultivating inner peace and resilience, and embracing empathy and understanding. These aren't just abstract ideas, they're tools you can use every single day to make your relationships deeper and more meaningful. Focus on what you can control. Let's start with one of Stoicism's most powerful lessons. Focus on what you can control and let go of the rest. Picture this. You've planned a perfect date night, candles, dinner, the works. But your partner comes home exhausted, barely says a word, and the evening falls flat. You're frustrated, maybe even hurt. Why didn't they try harder? Why can't they just be present? Here's where Stoicism flips the script. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic rock star, once said, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In relationships, this means recognizing that you can't control your partner's mood, their stress from work, or even how they react to your efforts. But you can control your response, your attitude, and your expectations. So, how does this apply to love? It's about managing expectations and accepting imperfections. Maybe your partner isn't the romantic type who plans grand gestures, or they forget to text you back when they're swamped. Instead of letting that spark resentment, Stoicism teaches you to focus on what's in your hands, how you communicate your needs, how you show up with kindness, or how you choose to let small annoyances slide. Imagine the freedom of not sweating the stuff you can't change. I once heard a story about a couple on the brink of breaking up because one partner felt the other wasn't romantic enough. When they started practicing this Stoic principle, they shifted their focus. Instead of demanding grand gestures, they appreciated the small, everyday acts of love, like making coffee in the morning or listening after a tough day. That shift saved their relationship. Try this. The next time you're upset about something in your relationship, pause and ask yourself, is this something I can control? If it's not, like your partner's tone or their busy schedule, let it go. If it is, like how you express your feelings or plan quality time, take action. This simple habit can diffuse tension and keep you grounded, making space for love to grow. Cultivate inner peace and resilience. Now, let's talk about cultivating inner peace and resilience. Because let's be real, relationships can test your patience like nothing else. Ever snapped at your partner over something small only to regret it later? Or felt your stress from work spill over into a date night, turning a fun evening into a mess? Stoicism has your back here. It's all about building an inner fortress, calm, steady place inside you that no external chaos can shake. Seneca, another Stoic legend, wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." In relationships, this means managing your emotions so you don't let stress or overthinking sabotage your connection. Stoic practices like journaling and meditation are game changers for this. Let's say you had a rough day, and your partner says something that rubs you the wrong way. Instead of firing back, try a Stoic journaling exercise. Write down what happened, why it upset you, and what you can control about it. This helps you process emotions without dumping them on your partner. Or take 5 minutes for a quick meditation. Focus on your breath. Let the tension melt away and remind yourself that this moment doesn't define your relationship. These practices aren't just self-care, they're relationship care, because a calmer you is a better partner, friend, or family member. Here's a real-world example. Sarah, a busy mom and professional, used to come home stressed and take it out on her husband, leading to nightly arguments. She started a Stoic habit of journaling for 10 minutes each evening, reflecting on her day and separating her work stress from her home life. Over time, she noticed she was more patient, less reactive, and her marriage felt lighter, more connected. That's the power of inner peace. It's not just for you, it's for everyone you love. So ask yourself, what's one small habit you could start today to stay calm when life gets messy? Because a resilient you builds a resilient relationship. Embrace empathy and understanding. Finally, let's talk about embracing empathy and understanding, the secret sauce that turns good relationships into great ones. Stoicism isn't about being cold or detached. It's about seeing the world clearly, including the perspectives of others. Epictetus, another Stoic heavyweight, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." In relationships, this means putting yourself in your partner's shoes, especially when things get heated. Why did they snap at you? What's weighing on them? Empathy doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it helps you respond with compassion instead of anger. Think about a time you had a misunderstanding with someone you care about. Maybe your friend canceled plans last minute and you felt ignored. A Stoic approach would be to pause and consider their perspective. Maybe they're overwhelmed at work or dealing with family drama. Instead of assuming the worst, you reach out with curiosity. "Hey, everything okay? I noticed you've been super busy." That simple act of empathy can turn a potential conflict into a moment of connection. I heard about a couple who used to argue over household chores. Both felt the other wasn't pulling their weight. When they started practicing empathy, they had an honest talk and realized each was stressed about different things. By understanding each other's pressures, they divided tasks more fairly, and their home became a happier place. Here's a tip. The next time you're frustrated with someone, try this Stoic exercise. Imagine their day, their challenges, their feelings. Then approach them with a question instead of a judgment. It's amazing how much closer this can bring you. Empathy isn't just about feeling. It's about building bridges. Now that we've got the core principles of Stoicism under our belt, focusing on what we can control, cultivating inner peace, and embracing empathy, it's time to get practical. How do you actually bring these ideas into the messy, beautiful, everyday moments of your relationships? Whether it's a romantic partnership, a close friendship, or even family ties, relationships thrive when we show up with intention. Here on Daily Stoic Habits, we're diving into 3 ways to apply Stoic wisdom to make your connections stronger. Communicating with clarity and intent, practicing patience and forgiveness, and embracing gratitude and appreciation. These aren't just tips. They're game changers that can turn tension into understanding and fleeting moments into lasting bonds. Let's jump in. Communicate with clarity and intent. First up, let's talk about communication, because let's be honest, it's the backbone of any great relationship. Ever had one of those moments where you thought you said one thing but your partner heard something totally different? Or maybe you've held back how you really feel, only to have it bubble up later in a not-so-pretty way. Stoicism teaches us that clear, intentional communication isn't just about talking. It's about listening, understanding, and expressing yourself with calm and respect. Epictetus, one of our Stoic heroes, said, "First, learn the meaning of what you say and then speak." In relationships, this means slowing down, choosing your words thoughtfully, and making sure your message comes from a place of honesty, not frustration. Imagine you're upset because your partner's been glued to their phone during dinner. Instead of snapping, "You're always ignoring me," which might start a fight. A Stoic approach would be to pause, reflect, and say something like, "Hey, I've been feeling a bit disconnected when we're both on our phones during dinner. Can we try putting them away to focus on each other?" That's clear, it's respectful, and it invites a solution rather than a showdown. Active listening is just as crucial. When your partner's sharing something, whether it's a work stress or a dream they're excited about, really hear them. Nod, ask questions, show you're in it with them. This builds trust and shows you value their world. Here's a story to bring it home. Jake and Mia used to bicker constantly because Jake felt Mia didn't get his stress from his high-pressure job. Mia, on the other hand, felt Jake was shutting her out. They started practicing Stoic communication. Jake took time to explain his feelings calmly, and Mia made a point to listen without jumping to solutions. Over a few weeks, they went from arguing to having real conversations, and their relationship felt stronger than ever. Try this. Next time you need to talk about something tough, write down your thoughts first to get clear, then speak with kindness and listen with an open heart. What could change if you approached every conversation this way? Practice patience and forgiveness. Next, let's tackle patience and forgiveness, because if relationships are a garden, these are the water and sunlight that keep it growing. Ever notice how easy it is to lose your cool over small things? Your friend cancels plans again, your spouse forgets to do the dishes, or your sibling says something thoughtless. In those moments, it's tempting to react with anger or hold a grudge, but Stoicism offers a better way. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly, and I will be kind to them." That's patience in action, choosing kindness even when it's hard. Patience means giving people space to be human. Your partner's going to mess up sometimes. They'll forget an important date or snap at you when they're stressed. Stoicism reminds us to see these moments as opportunities to practice self-control. Instead of escalating a fight, take a deep breath and ask, "Is this worth our peace?" Often it's not. Forgiveness goes hand in hand with this. It's not about ignoring hurt, but about letting go of resentment so it doesn't poison your connection. Imagine your partner apologizes for forgetting your anniversary. You could stay mad, or you could forgive knowing they're human and their love for you hasn't changed. Take Sarah and Tom, a couple who used to argue over Tom's habit of leaving clothes everywhere. Sarah felt disrespected, but instead of nagging, she applied stoic patience. She calmly explained how it made her feel and gave Tom time to adjust. Tom, in turn, worked on being tidier, and when he slipped up, Sarah forgave him instead of stewing. Their home went from a battleground to a place of teamwork. Try this. When you're tempted to snap, count to 10 and remind yourself of something you love about the person. It's a small act that can save big fights. How much stronger could your relationships be if you leaned into patience every day? Embrace gratitude and appreciation. Finally, let's talk about gratitude and appreciation. The secret ingredient that makes relationships feel alive. In the hustle of daily life, it's easy to take the people we love for granted. You get used to your partner making you coffee every morning or your friend always being there to listen. Stoicism flips this on its head, urging us to actively notice and cherish the good. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," and that includes imagining our relationships are missing something instead of seeing what's already there. Gratitude shifts your focus to the beauty in your connection, no matter how small it seems. Picture this. You're having a rough week, but your partner leaves a sweet note on your desk, or your best friend sends a quick text to check in. Instead of brushing it off, take a moment to feel grateful and tell them. A simple, "I really appreciate how you always know when I need a pick-me-up," can light up their day and deepen your bond. Gratitude isn't just about feeling it, it's about expressing it. Studies show couples who regularly show appreciation are happier and more resilient through tough times. It's like fertilizer for your relationship's roots. Here's an example. Emily used to feel her marriage was fine but not exciting. Inspired by Stoicism, she started a daily habit of writing down one thing she was grateful for about her husband, like how he always made her laugh or handled the kids' bedtime routine. She began sharing these with him, and soon he started doing the same. Their fine marriage turned into a source of joy. Try this. Each day, pick one thing you're grateful for in your relationship and share it with the person. Watch how it transforms the vibe. What would it feel like to fill your relationships with moments of appreciation? We've covered how to communicate clearly, stay patient, and sprinkle gratitude into your relationships. But now it's time to take things to the next level. How do you build a relationship that's not just strong, but unshakable? One that grows deeper over time no matter what life throws at you? Here on Daily Stoic Habits, we're diving into 3 Stoic practices that create a rock-solid foundation for your connections. Practicing self-reflection and mindfulness, focusing on shared values and goals, and embracing continuous growth and learning. These aren't just strategies. They're the building blocks for relationships that feel like a safe harbor in a stormy world. Let's get started. Practice self-reflection and mindfulness. First up, let's talk about self-reflection and mindfulness, because a stronger relationship starts with a stronger you. Ever had one of those moments where you react to your partner or friend only to realize later you were upset about something totally unrelated? Maybe you were stressed about work and their innocent comment about dinner plans set you off. Stoicism teaches us to hit pause and look inward. By understanding your own emotions and triggers, you can show up as your best self, not just for you, but for the people you love. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good." That fountain is where healthier communication and conflict resolution begin. Self-reflection is like holding a mirror to your thoughts. A simple Stoic practice is to spend a few minutes each day journaling about your interactions. Ask yourself, what went well in my conversations today? Where did I let my emotions take the wheel? This helps you spot patterns, like maybe you get snappy when you're tired and plan how to handle things better next time. Mindfulness, on the other hand, is about staying present. When you're with your partner, put the phone down, tune out the mental noise, and really be there. Notice their smile, their tone, the little things that make them them. This presence builds trust and makes every moment richer. Take Alex, a guy who used to get into arguments with his girlfriend Lisa because he'd bring work stress home. Inspired by Stoicism, he started a nightly reflection routine, 5 minutes, to write down what triggered him and how he reacted. He also practiced mindfulness during their date nights, focusing fully on Lisa instead of his inbox. Over time, their arguments faded, and Lisa said she felt seen in a way she hadn't before. Try this. Tonight, jot down one interaction from your day and what you learned about yourself. Then, during your next conversation, focus on being 100% present. How much closer could you feel if you made this a habit? Number 2, focus on shared values and goals. Next, let's talk about focusing on shared values and goals, the glue that holds relationships together through thick and thin. Ever wonder why some couples seem to weather any storm while others crumble over small stuff? Stoicism reminds us that a strong relationship isn't just about feelings. It's about building a shared foundation. Seneca said, "If you consider any man a friend whom you do not trust as you trust yourself, you are mightily mistaken." That trust comes from aligning on what matters most, your core beliefs and dreams for the future. Think about you and your partner or close friend. What do you both value? Maybe it's family, adventure, or personal growth. Maybe you both dream of financial freedom or giving back to your community. When you're clear on these, you create a North Star for your relationship. For example, if you both value honesty, you'll prioritize tough but open conversations. If you share a goal like traveling the world, you can plan and save together, turning challenges into teamwork. This alignment doesn't mean you agree on everything. Stoicism respects individuality, but it means you're rowing in the same direction. Consider Jenna and Mark, a couple who felt disconnected after years of marriage. They sat down, inspired by Stoic clarity, and listed their values: family, health, and learning. They realized they'd been so caught up in daily routines that they'd lost sight of these. They started small, weekly hikes to prioritize health, family game nights, and reading together. Their relationship went from drifting to thriving. Try this. Have a conversation with someone you love about your top 3 values and one shared goal. Write it down and revisit it monthly. What could you build together if you stayed focused on what matters most? Embrace continuous growth and learning. Finally, let's talk about embracing continuous growth and learning, because relationships, like people, are never done. Stoicism sees life as a journey of improvement, and relationships are no different. Epictetus said, "You are a little soul carrying around a corpse, reminding us that our time is short, so we should keep growing while we're here." In relationships, this means always looking for ways to be a better partner, friend, or family member, not out of perfectionism, but out of love. Growth might mean learning new ways to communicate, like taking a workshop on active listening. It could be reading a book together about relationships or Stoicism to spark deeper conversations. Or it might be as simple as admitting when you're wrong and committing to do better. The key is staying open to change. Relationships stagnate when we assume we've figured it out, but they flourish when both people keep evolving. This also means supporting each other's growth, celebrating your partner's new hobby or your friend's career pivot, even if it shakes things up. Here's a story. Rachel and Sam, best friends for years, hit a rough patch when Sam moved to a new city. Instead of letting distance pull them apart, they embraced Stoic growth. They started a virtual book club, reading Stoic texts and discussing how to stay connected. Their friendship grew stronger than ever, proving growth can bridge any gap. Try this. Pick one area of your relationship, like how you handle conflict, and commit to improving it this month. Maybe read a Stoic passage together or try a new habit. How much richer could your connection be if you both kept growing? We've been on quite a journey today, haven't we? From uncovering the core principles of Stoicism to applying them in the nitty-gritty of daily relationships, we've seen how this ancient wisdom can transform the way we love and connect. Here on Daily Stoic Habits, it's all about turning Big ideas into practical steps, so let's bring it all together and talk about how a Stoic approach can lead to lasting love, the kind that grows stronger with every challenge, every moment, every choice. Whether you're nurturing a romance, deepening a friendship, or mending family ties, Stoicism is your roadmap to relationships that don't just survive but light up your life. Let's recap the key takeaways. First, we explored Stoicism's core principles, focusing on what you can control, like your reactions and expectations, so you can let go of resentment and embrace your partner's quirks. Cultivating inner peace through journaling or meditation keeps stress from derailing your connection, while empathy helps you see their world and build bridges instead of walls. Then, we got practical. Communicating with clarity and intent turns misunderstandings into moments of trust. Practicing patience and forgiveness lets you choose kindness over conflict, and gratitude transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary, like appreciating that morning coffee your partner makes or a friend's quick check-in text. Finally, we built a foundation for unshakable bonds through self-reflection, aligning on shared values and committing to growth, because the best relationships evolve as you do. But here's the thing. Stoicism isn't a quick fix or a one-and-done deal. It's a journey, a daily practice of showing up with intention, learning from your mistakes, and choosing love even when it's hard. Think about it. What if every argument was a chance to grow closer? What if every moment of frustration was an opportunity to practice patience? That's the Stoic mindset, and it's what makes lasting love possible. I think of people like Emily and her husband, who went from a fine marriage to a joyful one by embracing gratitude, or Alex and Lisa, who turned arguments into connection through mindfulness. These aren't fairy tales. They're real stories of people using Stoic wisdom to build relationships that shine. So, here's your invitation. Start small, but start today. Pick one Stoic practice from this video. Maybe it's journaling to understand your emotions, saying thank you to someone you love, or having a conversation about your shared dreams. Try it for a week and see what shifts. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing to grow. Stoicism teaches us that the good life isn't about avoiding challenges, but about facing them with courage and clarity. In relationships, that means choosing to love deeply, listen fully, and show up authentically every single day. If this video inspired you, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring the bell for daily Stoic habits so you never miss a dose of wisdom to make your life and your relationships better. Share this with someone you care about, because building lasting love is even sweeter when you do it together. Thank you for joining us today. Keep practicing, keep growing, and let's make every connection a little stronger with Stoicism. See you in the next video.